Under the sheriff's oppressive rule, I navigate the haunted nights of Bergen County. Upon receiving the distressing call, I wasted no time and hurried to the scene. The neighbor, drawn by the presence of my patrol car, informed me of the unsettling scream that had emanated from the house. The woman who lived there, often accompanied by her boyfriend, had been the source of his concern. With the eerie blue minivan as the only visible sign of life, I braced myself to confront the unknown within the house. I attempted to enter the house through the front door, but was unsuccessful, so I searched for an open window and found one in the backyard. With a sense of urgency, I illuminated each room, calling out to the woman to reassure her. The true nature of the situation remained obscured by darkness. Ascending the staircase, I felt the weight of the situation and the importance of acting swiftly. The unknown awaited me on the upper level, and I knew that time was of the essence to ensure the woman's safety. I unlocked the front door in anticipation of backup, then ascended the staircase with caution. The second floor presented 4 closed doors, each holding unknowns. Urgency guided me to a blood-soaked bed, where a severely injured woman lay. I called for medical assistance and offered comfort until paramedics arrived to stabilize her. In a moment of panic, I called for backup upon discovering a horrifying scene. A woman concealed in the bed, masking a terrible crime. As I searched the room, a sense of urgency grew, leading me to open the closet, only to find it empty. My heart raced as I realized time was running out, and the bleeding woman on the bed became my priority. As I knelt, my gaze leveled with the bottom of the bed. With a swift motion, I ripped away the bed wrap that concealed the hidden depths. My eyes widened in terror as I found myself face to face with a man, his visage obscured by a mask that concealed the lower half of his face. Upon discovering the man hiding beneath the bed, I commanded him to raise his hands, making it clear that I was in control. He complied, and I directed him to emerge from his hiding place, ensuring he was not carrying any weapons. Keeping him in a corner, hands still raised, I awaited the arrival of my backup. With their support, I felt a renewed sense of security as we proceeded to make the arrest. An ambulance arrived, swiftly transporting the woman with 6 stab wounds to the hospital. She miraculously survived the attack. The perpetrator turned out to be her boyfriend, driven to violence by her infidelity and their troubled relationship. Mike and Steve, both experienced police officers, responded to a call from a concerned landlord about a tenant in an apartment complex. As they reached the location, they were warmly greeted by the landlord standing outside, who expressed concerns about a particular neighbor's erratic behavior. This neighbor, a man in his 30s, had been acting strangely lately and had caused water to overflow in his apartment. The evidence was visible as water seeped out from under the front door, prompting Mike and Steve to conduct a welfare check on the individual. They entered the premises, and a cascade of water greeted them, cascading down the stairs and flooding the entire building, caused by a tenant named Adam. They went to Adam's door and called out to him, but received no response, indicating the need for forced entry. After breaking down the door, Mike and Steve discovered a chaotic scene in the apartment with water flowing from various sources. Adam, visibly shaken, stood frozen in the kitchen. Mike approached him while Steve went to shut off the water and ensure the apartment was clear. Mike approached Adam cautiously, noticing his visible fear displayed through trembling. Finally, Adam managed to stutter out his unsettling revelation. There were people inside the walls. Mike struggled to comprehend at first, but as he got closer, the phrase grew louder, almost resembling a scream. Meanwhile, Steve discovered a hidden door in the adjacent bedroom closet and called Mike over. Both officers remained cautious, their firearms ready. With urgency, Steve yanked back a section of the wall, causing both him and Mike to freeze in shock. Their eyes met with 3 sets of eyes staring back at them. 3 individuals had been squeezed into the cramped space within the wall, their faces adorned with eerie patterns. They swiftly apprehended them and called for backup. Adam was safely escorted out of the apartment. They led the three captives downstairs, promptly sending them off to jail. The entire encounter deeply disturbed Mike and Steve, and their distress only intensified when they discovered, a couple of months later, that these individuals were part of a deranged cult residing in the nearby woods. They had intended to lure Adam into joining their ranks, capitalizing on his vulnerability due to a history of mental instability. Turning on the water was Adam's desperate attempt to flush them out of his own home. The incident left a lasting impact on both officers, ranking it among the most disturbing calls they've encountered. During a challenging overnight shift, I received a call about a suspicious individual going from house to house, knocking on doors, and interacting with residents through their doorbells or cameras. The person who reported the incident gave me a detailed description of the suspect, a middle-aged woman with disheveled hair, carrying something concealed behind her back. She was loudly urging people to open up while muttering to herself. Upon reviewing the recorded footage from the Ring doorbell camera, we saw the woman approaching the door, pressing the doorbell, and engaging in a conversation through the homeowner's phone. Upon our arrival at the house, we found another police unit already present. With the front door unlocked, we proceeded cautiously, preparing our firearms. As we cleared the foyer, we identified ourselves as law enforcement and demanded her surrender. A cry for help from upstairs heightened the urgency of the situation. We quickly responded to the cries for help and discovered the distressed couple hiding in the master bedroom. The woman, wielding a knife and surrounded by blood-soaked sheets, exhibited signs of self-inflicted harm. Despite our commands, she remained unresponsive and continued her unsettling behavior. It became evident that she was experiencing a severe psychological disturbance, which complicated our attempts to communicate with her. Nevertheless, we approached the situation cautiously. In my attempt to communicate with the disturbed woman, she responded with unsettling laughter and unintelligible muttering. Despite my reassurances, her behavior became increasingly erratic. In a sudden and aggressive move, she lunged off the bed, growling fiercely. I fired 2 shots as she lunged at me with a knife, hitting her in the arm. In pain and shock, she dropped the weapon, allowing us to quickly restrain and handcuff her. After receiving immediate medical attention, the woman was transferred to a local jail. However, she was deemed not guilty because of insanity and is now undergoing treatment at a mental asylum in our city. This incident left a lasting impact on all those involved, from the terrified residents to the couple who narrowly escaped harm, as well as myself and my fellow officer. It served as a stark reminder of the significance of addressing mental health concerns in our society. To experience a collection of unsettling videos, make sure to subscribe. By subscribing, you'll gain access to a variety of disturbing content that will leave you feeling unsettled. Stay connected and be prepared to delve into a world of eerie encounters and unexplained phenomena.